finger. This is a like a sea louse or a cockroach from the beach. It died, or it was dying, so we thought we'd bring it just for give it a last journey. It's sitting here on the dashboard. Oh bollocks, just dropped. Sorry dude. It's sitting here on the dashboard with me at the moment. I'm driving around. As you can see, it's quite comfortable there, and all precautions have been taken to keep it healthy as much as possible. I will keep this short. The reason I'm doing it live is because it takes hours, or actually a day, to load a few megs, and that's not much fun. So I just want to let people know that those that are following the progress of our journey, we're going on a road trip in a few days, and I'll do some live updates from that. I had an experience I'll quickly share with you today on the beach. I was feeling like giving out some flyers. A couple of days ago, the boys in blue, after forcing me physically, kind of pushing me and getting in my face, didn't want to hear anything I had to say. Forced me off the beach. They then, because I hadn't kind of gone quickly enough, eventually came back and took my flyers and tore them up. And you might have seen the last moments of that as the guy threw them in the bin. I re-clipped the video recently with another few little bits and pieces on the end. So if you think you've seen it, then just go to the end of the video, and there's a minute or two, including a Zulu man talking about his honest views on, the pincushion agenda. So that's so I needed to stop and get myself a little bit of something to smoke from one of the street vendors down on the seaside at the beachfront, and guy seemed to recognize me. Yeah, he sorted me out, and then I gave him some flyers, and he's like, "Oh, I remember you, man. Give me some more. I want to take some more around to my friends and more." That was a nice moment. I thought I'd share that with you because, these people see a lot of people come by all the time, and it's been months since we were actually on that particular site. It's been months since I was there now. For him to remember, and for him to, his eyes, both two guys actually, one wearing a Chelsea football shirt, having his hair braided, stopped having his hair braided, and he came to the car, his eyes were gleaming, So not everyone's that excited with it. I know that that's true, but everyone will wake up in their own time, and I guess I have to be at peace with that. Is that Ricardo? I'm doing okay, thanks. How are you, mate? Must be early in the morning, I guess, your side, and cold. Yeah, what's going on in America, I wonder, because there's been a lot of darkness seems to have erupted out of the flat Earth. A lot of people some people being really unkind and really wanting to draw deep lines in the sand and say, if it's not this, then you're out the club and you're not good enough somehow. And I wonder sometimes myself, am I falling into the trap of being judgmental of those who have not seen or have not heard or have not integrated or do not believe, the things that I think, and and it's a line we have to walk, eh? because there's lots of people who think things are different from me, even in flat Earth. And one thing's for sure is that we're all traumatized, from young. Just that we know that the flat Earth, etc., does not exonerate us from that trauma. We slipped through one of the control cracks somehow, and we have this this ability to see something that some people can't. But it doesn't mean we can see all things, and it certainly doesn't mean we've attended to trauma. I've met so many good people in flat Earth, but pretty much each of them, without exception, is traumatized. And perhaps even, more traumatized than some other groups. If you're a kind of normie, maybe there isn't, there's, people who've had a certain kind of trauma are able to step outside of, I see that with the homeless people, because of their trauma, they're able to step outside of mainstream dogma much more easily than that person who's attached to it because of their mortgage and their job title. So, sorry about that. A bit of a side on the American group. There does seem to have been quite a lot of dogging going on, and it's really important. Actually, I was going to say divisive, but actually it's important because, the pus must come out. I'm so sorry for those people who, that was one of the things back in 2015 when I decided not to go to the Oxford meetup that Patricia Steer was at, and Anthony Subratz and so on, Martin Mika and the other guys. I thought, shit, if I put myself out there too much too soon, then I'm going to be an easy target. And I have to say, those brave souls that went out put themselves out there have become big targets for the darker agendas or the dark side of what's going on here. Hey Francis, how are you, brother? You okay? Nice to see you, man. Car guard here by the name of Francis, very nice gentleman. Got such a nice demeanor. Reminds me about a guy called Muzi that I met up in Dundee. He does some work with Francois. And just a very calm soul. And actually it's the calm souls that maybe have the upper hand here, all of us being so frantic or protecting something or covering something or trying to find out shit on people, I was in a bit of a pinch this week when I lost the key or got the key wet, and I had to get a new one made. It cost 4,500 rand. Here it is. Someone asked me, how do I know? This is a brand new Mercedes-Benz key. I was joking with Andrea, saying if we went to one of those throw your keys into the bowl parties, woman would see this key and go, damn, I'm going to pick on that key. And then they'd get to my 20-year-old car and go, oh my Lord, it's well beaten up. And someone said, how do we know we can trust you? You asked for thousands of dollars. I hadn't asked for thousands of dollars, but thousands of rands, yes. And hopefully people on this channel are smart enough to know what the exchange rate is. But and I was, the guy was questioning whether, he could, that I could be trusted, and I assume it's someone who hasn't followed my journey for very long, but it is true that we really live in a world of mistrust and no longer trusting and so on. And when I'm doing activism here in the street, I can see, not all, but a lot of people a trust builds up between me and them, and when they walk away, they know that they've not been sold snake oil, or they don't feel, at least, that way, hopefully. So, why I was asking about what's going on in America, Ricardo, is because what are people thinking? What are we doing? What are we doing next? Are people too far into this for flat Earth to mean anything anymore? I do see a degree of the glazing over of the eyes in the sort of general populace here, and maybe that's just a judgment that I'm making and it's incorrect. But you've got to think that any form of programming, the longer it lasts, the more the effects of it become obvious and long lasting. And yeah. So I don't know, but I just wondered what the Americans are doing. I see Andrea's coming back out of the shop. I wanted to keep it short. But we're going to go on a little road trip, and I'm going to try and do a bit of activism. I still have, I hope, close to 1,000 flyers, maybe 800. I'm not sure. I haven't done a tally. I lost only about 30 or 40 to the police the other day. Anyway, look at that beautiful sight. My little people. All right. Well, I just wanted to keep that quick, do a quick live, and hope you're well, and tell you what we're up to. And you got some coloring book.
No, they're giving the advent calendars away for free.
Merry Christmas.
I just forgot the milk, so I just need to pop back.
Okay.
Get the milk. You sit with Daddy while I go and get the milk. Show Daddy what they gave you for free. I got one for George.